Long ago, atop a tranquil mountain stood a modest Buddhist monastery, where an enlightened master lived peacefully among his dedicated students. Their days unfolded in quiet meditation, seeking serenity and understanding through mindfulness and spiritual discipline. Among the residents was a newly arrived disciple, eager and sincere, but unfamiliar with the ways of the inner path. Each morning, as tradition dictated, the monks descended to the village below to gather alms for the day's meal, relying on the kindness of villagers. One morning, the young disciple visited a house where a gentle woman answered the door, her hair wet and her face radiant. He was transfixed by her beauty, unable to avert his gaze as she greeted him with warmth and respect, offering food generously before he departed. Her image lingered in his mind. The next day, though monks were expected to visit different homes, he returned to hers, drawn by curiosity and desire. She greeted him again, her kindness undiminished, and again provided alms with a gracious smile. His thoughts became preoccupied with her. He started visiting her earlier each day, eager for her presence. One morning, arriving before she was ready, the woman politely asked him to wait while she bathed at the river, promising to return afterward. Driven by longing, the monk secretly followed her, hiding behind a tree as she bathed. Guilt pricked his conscience, but desire overwhelmed his better judgment, and he continued to watch in secret. After her bath, she returned home, unaware of the monk's actions, and offered him food as usual. This pattern repeated, and the young monk's mind became increasingly obsessed, making it difficult to focus on meditation or interact with others in the monastery. The wise master soon noticed the disciple's distraction and withdrawal. Concerned, he gently asked the monk about his troubles, but the disciple claimed he was simply unwell. The master decided to observe him more closely. The next morning, the master followed the disciple from a distance, witnessing him hide near the riverbank, watching the woman as she bathed. The master's heart filled with sadness at the sight. Silently, the master approached, placing a gentle yet firm hand on the disciple's shoulder. Startled and ashamed, the young monk trembled, unable to defend his actions. Without anger, the master led the disciple to a muddy pond. He asked the disciple to cross the pond and return. As the monk began removing his robe to keep it clean, the master stopped him and asked why. The disciple replied, "I do not want my robe to become dirty." The master smiled softly and said, "You protect your robe from dirt, yet you allowed your precious mind to be so easily stained." He explained that while a robe can be washed, a soiled mind is not easily cleansed. Desire is like this mud. Once you step in, it clings to you, and the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Shame washed over the disciple as he understood the depth of his mistake. Tears fell as he asked for forgiveness, and the master reassured him, "Falling is not defeat, remaining fallen is, rise again wiser and stronger." From that moment, the young monk began true practice. He stopped visiting the woman, faced his inner struggles, and gradually purified his mind. Over the years, he grew wise, becoming a teacher known for his deep understanding. He often reminded others, conquering oneself brings lasting peace. The story teaches that protecting the mind from unwholesome thoughts leads to clarity, strength, and true happiness.